Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday, October 13th. Thanks so much for joining me here on Morning Pulse. I'm Kelsey Marier, your host and producer of this digital broadcast that I bring you every weekday morning right here at 8:30. This is your chance to get all of the local headlines for Southeast Minnesota and Northern Iowa in case you are just on your phone or maybe your computer or your tablet and not watching TV or getting our news on KTTC on TV. So this is just to bring you the news in a digital format, maybe right where you are on your phone or on your computer. So today I am bringing you 4 stories all across our viewing area, things that are either happening today or kind of some crash or crimes or road closures that we want to let you know about for the day ahead, just so that you are informed on what's going on in the communities around you. So we are going to start in Olmsted County with a crash that happened over the weekend, and we want to bring you up to speed on what we know so far. So right now 4 people were hurt and taken to the hospital after this crash in Olmsted County. It took place around 12:25 Sunday afternoon, right on Highway 14 in Calamar Township. So according to the Minnesota State Patrol, a Toyota Camry and a Chevy Equinox were both eastbound when the 2 vehicles collided. The Equinox then rolled due to the crash. Troopers say the Camry only had the driver inside, and the Equinox did have 3 people in the SUV. All people involved had non-life-threatening injuries. However, authorities say they did receive some care at Mayo Clinic. The extent of those injuries is unknown at this time, but the State Patrol does say that everyone was wearing a seatbelt and no alcohol was involved in that crash. So just wanted to bring you up to speed on that. Next, we are heading to Mason City for a traffic alert. We want to make sure that our viewers in northern Iowa know what's happening and know what to avoid when it comes to some road closures in Mason City. So today, the sanitary sewer repair project is beginning, which means there will be a couple of road closures in 2 different locations near downtown Mason City. So on your screen is kind of 2 different maps of where those closures are going to be taking place starting today, and that includes the intersection of State Street and Pennsylvania Avenue, as well as First Street Northeast between Delaware and Pennsylvania Avenues. So that work, again, expected to start today and be completed 1 week from today, so next Monday, October 20th. During this time of the construction and kind of this project going on and the road closure, drivers are asked to avoid the areas if possible. So just want to keep that in mind if Mason City is where you live, or if that's somewhere that you frequent, and you may come across some of these road closures today. All right, our next story, we are bringing you into Minnesota, or southeast Minnesota, you could say, in an effort to help keep you and your family safe. The Minnesota Department of Public Safety's State Fire Marshal Division is teaming up with the Rochester Fire Department. They're all talking about the ongoing work to help prevent carbon monoxide poisoning all around the state. So Rochester is actually one of 8 different communities in Minnesota receiving free CO alarms. That's all thanks to a federal grant. So fire departments in Rochester and those 8 other communities, which also include Red Wing and Austin in our area, the fire departments there will be installing these alarms in your home free of charge, while also helping to educate residents about CO poisoning and prevention. So this, again, thanks to a federal grant for these alarms and this kind of awareness campaign. It all kicks off this morning at 11 a.m. at Rochester Fire Station 2. So we just wanted to make you aware of that. And obviously we know that CO or carbon monoxide is deadly, and we want to make sure that you are able to keep you and your family safe, and the fire departments and the state fire marshal want to help with that. So that is starting today, the awareness campaign around that. Also, something that's happening today we want to put on your radar. It's a great day to be a Mayo Clinic employee because a major employee appreciation event is happening today in Rochester. Of course, we know there are thousands of workers that work at Mayo Clinic, the largest employer here in the Med City. So those employees are going to be enjoying some live music, food vendors, and games today. And our very own Caitlin Alexander and Brock Burgee here at KTTC are going to be part of all of the fun today. They're going to be taking on some of the hosting duties for this appreciation celebration. So of course you can look for some of that continued coverage of what's kind of happening downtown and on the Mayo Clinic St. Mary's campus today to honor our Mayo Clinic employees. Obviously, we know a lot of people work for Mayo Clinic, obviously, in the Med City here, and this is just a great way to show some appreciation for them and all that they do to help keep us safe and healthy. All right, that is all the news headlines I have for you today. In the weather department, just a quick note, you may or may not have Seen maybe some wet pavement this morning when you woke up outside. It did rain a little bit overnight, just a little, but that should be the only rain that we're kind of really getting today. We might see some sun and some clouds, but it's going to be a fairly nice autumn day today. Pretty good for our Monday to start our week. The rest of the week, we are definitely going to be seeing on and off rain chances throughout the week. Kind of every day or every other day, just a little bit of rain here and there. So our meteorologists are definitely going to be tracking that for you throughout the whole week. So if you need up-to-date weather information, there are a couple ways that you can do that. You can go to kettc.com and click on our weather tab. All of our meteorologists kind of update their weather forecast right there on the weather page for you. Also, we do have a free KTTC weather app that you can download straight to your smartphone, and you can get up-to-date information for the weather and where it is, what the weather is like where you are. That is updated all the time, all hours of the day. And then we also have a 24/7 weather live stream that actually airs right here on our KTTC Extra live stream, right where I'm airing this Morning Pulse. So right when I'm done doing Morning Pulse, our live stream is going to switch back over to our 24/7 weather live stream, and you can kind of see all the different weather graphics and information coming in that is updated on the minute. You know, it's always being updated by our weather team. So anytime that you need weather, you can count on KTTC to bring you those updates and let you know what it's going to be like for your day in southeast Minnesota and northern Iowa. All right, that's news and weather in a snapshot, kind of in our fast newscast here for you. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you found this useful, and I hope you come back and join me right here tomorrow at 8:30.